Happy day children, I hope you are all fine. This is 9th standard social science history lesson 1 evolution of humans and society prehistoric period. This is video number 2. In our last video we saw about evolution of the topic evolution of human and society. Evolution is nothing but development, the development of humans and society. Prehistoric period. Prehistoric means the period before civilization. In that video we saw a new words artifact, archaeologist, archaeology, anthropologist, paleoanthropology. These are. Artifact means the object made by human. Artifact means the object made by human. Okay. And archaeology, archaeology is the study about remains materials under the earth. Archaeologist means one who study about remains the material under the earth. They were called archaeologists. And anthropologist, one who study about human ancestor, is called anthropologist. And origin of the earth. The earth is formed 4.54 billion years ago. The history of the earth is closely related to the history of the humans. And age of speculation. Here the speculation is nothing but the foundation of theory without any strong evidence. Okay, the foundation of theory without any strong evidence. In course of evolution, that means development, humans became conscious and knowledgeable. They turned their curious and began to think and ask questions about the nature. There are 4 scientific foundations, that are geology, archaeology and biology. The human ancestors are divided into the species, into various species according to their physical feature. They were Homid, Hominis, Homo erectus, Homo habilis and Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens means modern human beings. Let me come to the next part. Earliest lithic assemblages of human ancestors. Lithic means stone. Lithic means stone and assemblages means collection. Okay, so the earliest lithic assemblages of human ancestors, that means the tool made by human ancestors. The tool made by human ancestors are founding in Kenya in Africa. Okay, these tools are used for cutting, slicing and processing. Okay, so that is called lithic technology. The methods and techniques in the production of stone tools is called lithic technology. What is lithic technology? The methods and production of stone tools is called lithic technology. Do you clear? Yes. Now let's come to the next part. Let's come to the next part, that is Paleolithic culture. Paleolithic culture, that means prehistoric culture. It is divided into 3, that is Paleolithic culture, Mesolithic culture and Neolithic culture. Lithic means stone. Okay, so prehistoric culture is subdivided into 3, that is Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic. Okay, yes. Under this Paleolithic culture is nothing but Stone Age. Paleolithic culture is nothing but Stone Age. Okay, we can divide it into Paleolithic culture into 3. We can divide it Paleolithic culture into 3. Paleolithic culture into 3. That is Lower Paleolithic culture, Middle Paleolithic culture and Upper Paleolithic culture. Yes, do you clear? Yes, prehistoric period is divided into 3 types, that is Paleolithic culture, Mesolithic culture and Neolithic culture. Paleolithic culture, that means the lithic culture, that means stone age. Okay, Paleolithic culture is nothing but stone age. So it is subdivided into three, that is lower Paleolithic culture, middle Paleolithic culture and upper Paleolithic culture. About Paleolithic culture, the Paleolithic culture is subdivided into lower Paleolithic culture, middle Paleolithic culture and upper Paleolithic culture. Okay, so Paleolithic culture. This culture is marked by human ancestors. This culture is marked by human ancestors. In this culture, human ancestors are collect very large stones to make tools. They make also pie faces tools. Pie faces tools is different one. This type of tools are sharp in both sides. Okay, this type of tools sharp in two sides. So this type of tools were made in lower Paleolithic culture by our ancestors. These all tools are very useful to their domestic needs. Here, the lower Paleolithic culture, people selected only the native resources, native available stones. They make their tools what there were. The native available stones only they used to make the tools. Okay, make their tools. They are not use any rich raw materials. They are not use any rich raw materials. Okay, the food and water were the main necessity of the prehistoric people. Just I finished lower Paleolithic culture. This culture is marked by human ancestors. The human ancestor cut large stones and make tools. They also make pie faces stones. Next, the people of lower Paleolithic culture select native stones. Native stones what they available near them. The production of stone tools. Okay, so this type of tools are also called Acheulean tools because the Acheulean tools they were the first hand axes. They were first hand axes recognized at the place called Stein Acheulean in France. So it is called Acheulean tools. Okay, so the lower Paleolithic culture is marked by human ancestors belonging to the species. Okay, belonging to the species. Which type of species belonging to lower Paleolithic culture? That were Homo habilis and Homo erectus. Okay, so the lower Paleolithic culture is marked by human ancestors. They were called Homo habilis and Homo erectus. Okay, and designed various tools including hand axes. Okay, they designed various tools including hand axes. Okay, these tools which are found in Africa. These tools are found in Africa. Okay, Africa, Asia and Europe. Okay, the earliest to about 1.8 million years ago. These tools, these lower Paleolithic culture stone tools are earliest 1.8 million years ago. Okay, yes, these tools have physics sedimentary and convey the humans precipitation skills. Okay, the hand axes tools are also known as Acheulean. Why it is called Acheulean? Because it found in Stein Acheulean in France. So it is called Acheulean tools. Okay, these tools are pie faces. Pie faces means both sides sharp. Okay, yes, sharp in both sides, two sides. Okay.
Hello friends, welcome to new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to learn about our prehistory. The first thing we need to know is that our prehistory is divided into 3 different periods: Paleolithic, Neolithic, and the Metal Ages. The Paleolithic begins with the appearance of the first human beings and ends 8,000 years before Christ. During the Paleolithic period, people were nomads, meaning that they didn't live in one place. No, they were constantly on the move in search of animals to hunt. As they were hunters and gatherers, they needed to follow the animals in order to capture them, and at the same time, they collected wild fruits they found on their way. They lived in tribes, in small groups formed by families, and they found refuge in caves where they would paint on the wall. These paintings were done with a mixture of charcoal, earth, animal fat, and water. Look, here are a few examples. The truth is, it's absolutely fascinating to think that these first paintings, these first artistic representations, were drawn thousands of years ago, don't you think? Both Paleolithic men and women wore animal skins, which they had hunted previously. And they used tools such as an axe and spears made out of stones, wood and bones, which they themselves carved. With the passing of time, or rather centuries, these first human beings became more and more intelligent, and they began to domesticate animals, such as dogs, goats, sheep and pigs. They also began to cultivate plants, which were then eaten. With the arrival of agriculture and farming, everything changed. Man stopped being a nomad and became sedentary, and the first villages were made. This is when the Paleolithic period ends and the Neolithic begins. The Neolithic started 8 million years before Christ, when we discovered agriculture and farming, and it finished 5,000 years BC with the beginning of the Metal Ages. Men and women in the Neolithic produced food by cultivating the land and domesticating animals. We can say that they were the first farmers and agriculturalists of our history. Better yet, our prehistory. As they had to look after their crops and animals, they constructed small villages and began to settle in them permanently, meaning that they transformed into sedentary, not like the Paleolithic, who were nomads because they were moving constantly. The first Neolithic settlements were situated in very fertile lands, near rivers so they could access water easily, needed for their crops as well as allowing their animals to drink. You know how important water is in our life. The first plants that were cultivated were cereals such as wheat or pulses like chickpeas. But do you know which were the first animals to be domesticated? Well, it was dogs, sheep, goats, and pigs. During the Neolithic era, many interesting things were invented, such as ceramic and fabric. But the most important invention was the wheel. Everything became so easy for men and women in the Neolithic, especially when they started using metals. This is the point where the Neolithic ended and a new era in prehistory commenced, the Metal Ages, which commenced approximately 6,500 years BC and finished when the first written language was born. The first metal which was used was copper, then bronze, which is a mixture of copper and tin, and finally iron, which is a much more abundant mineral and therefore easier to find in nature. In order to mold these metals, they were melted at extremely high temperatures and transformed into the desired shape. This is how utensils like tools, weapons, and decorations were made. This process is called metallurgy. Through metallurgy, crafts and trade began. The metallurgists were the first specialized craftsmen, as the metallurgy is a very complex and difficult task, which few knew how to do. The rise of agrarian production and the appearance of crafts caused bartering, that is the exchange of products. This is when trade began. Trade, over time, made some villages grow in size, turning into cities. This then created large commercial and cultural exchange between these new cities, and new inventions such as sailboats and wagons used to transport goods were made. Trade also changed society by creating social classes: the rich and the poor, the powerful and the slaves. During the Metal Ages, people began questioning the mysteries of life as well as death, and the first religious representations arose. Constructions called megaliths were created with large blocks of stone. Mega, meaning large, and liths, stone. The simplest megalith was the menhir, a large stone reverted vertically into the ground. Dolmens were also constructed, such as the ones we see in these images. The Metal Ages ended with the first written language about 4,000 years ago. And with this, prehistory comes to an end, but history commences. Did you find learning about prehistory interesting? Paleolithic, Neolithic, and the Metal Ages? We definitely did, because by getting to know our past, we understand our present and make our future better. Goodbye, friends! See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning TV.
Let me come to the next one, Middle Paleolithic culture. Middle Paleolithic culture is marked by the changes in lithic technology. The changes in lithic technology. The simple and access turn into very polishing, very design, very attractive stone tools in the Middle Paleolithic culture. Okay, that's why I said the culture is marked by changes. Okay, in this lithic technology, actually in lower Paleolithic culture we use ordinary stones, ordinary and available stones used to production of the stone tools. Okay, our ancestors who were living in lower Paleolithic culture used ordinary and available stone tools making for their production of the tools. Okay, but in Middle Paleolithic culture, the simple tools became polished. The simple tools became polished, designed and attractive. The tools made in this period are found in Europe, Western Asia and Central Asia. And the people of Middle Paleolithic culture is known as Neanderthals. Okay, these people were known as Neanderthals. Okay, they buried their dead systematically. They buried their dead systematically. So, in Middle Paleolithic culture alone, people started buried their dead very systematically. Are you clear now? Yes, the Middle Paleolithic culture peoples were called Neanderthals. And they used the stone tools, became attractive, polishing and designed stone tools. Okay? Yes, they were buried their dead systematically. Okay? Yes. Do you clear now? Next we see about the upper Paleolithic culture. Okay? Yes, once again I repeat you the middle Paleolithic culture. This culture is marked by changes in the lithic technology. Here it is important, what is lithic technology? What is lithic technology? Lithic technology means stone, the methods and techniques involved in the production of stone tools. The methods and techniques involved in the production of stone tools is called lithic technology. Okay? In this culture, the simple hand access tools are made in sharp and design and polishing. It is very attractive. Okay? In this culture, people use points, scrapers, Okay? The tools made by in this period is found in Europe, Central Asia and Western Asia. Okay? People of this culture is called Neanderthals. They buried their dead systematically. Okay? Yes. Levolisian tools. Okay, lower Paleolithic tools are called Acheulean tools and middle Paleolithic tools, stone tools are called Levolisian tools because Levolisian tools are implements made after preparing the core. Okay, they made after preparing the core. It is named after the town Levolis in France. Okay, it is named after Levolis, the town of France. Okay. Come to the next one, upper Paleolithic culture. This is advanced one. In this culture marked by innovation in lithic technology. Okay. This is advanced one. In this culture is marked by innovation in lithic technology. Okay. Innovation means simply they bought some other new things, some other new ideas, some other new instruments, some other new tools. Okay. So, the upper Paleolithic culture is marked to innovation in lithic technology. What is innovation? What is innovation? Yes. In this culture, alone the people produced blades. They produced tools in rich raw materials. Okay. I already told you in lower Paleolithic culture they used available stones, ordinary and available stones. Okay. What is the difference between lower Paleolithic to middle Paleolithic? They used the sharp stone tools. They polishing, they designed attractive stone tools. Okay. And upper Paleolithic culture, they make new innovation. Okay. What is innovation? In this culture alone the people produced blades. They produced tools in rich raw material. Okay. Horns and ivory were used for making tools. Okay. Horns and ivory are very costliest one. In this culture the language development was also appeared. Okay. So, the upper Paleolithic culture along the language developments. Okay. The people in this period wore clothes. Okay. And they were prepared their own food. So, the upper Paleolithic culture, they wore clothes and they prepared their own food. Okay. Do you understand? Yes. In upper Paleolithic culture, they are making innovation. Okay. The upper Paleolithic culture is first one. It is marked the innovation in lithic technology. very big blades produced in this culture, and next they wore clothes. They used for rich raw materials, that is ivory and horns, and they were prepared their own food. Okay. Do you clear now? Mesolithic culture. Okay. Mesolithic culture is also known as Middle Stone Age. It is also called Middle Stone Age. Okay. It is actually placed between, Mesolithic culture is actually placed between Paleolithic culture and Neolithic culture. Paleolithic culture and Neolithic culture. So, it is called Middle Stone Age. It is placed between Paleolithic and Neolithic. So, it is called Middle Stone Age. Okay. Yes. Mesolithic culture is also called Middle Stone Age. Actually, the people of this period used microlithic tools. Okay. Yes. They were used microlithic technology. Okay. Microlithic means very small artifacts. Okay. Microlithic means very small artifact. Okay. Or stone artifact of small in size. The stone artifact of small in size. Okay. The people used mainly microlithic tools during this period. Okay. The people were hunter and gatherer. Okay. They were hunting animals for their food and gathering fruits and nuts. Okay. The peoples were occupied in hunter and gatherer. Okay. Yes. Next, with the global warming, okay, the global warming occurring after Ice Age, they became highly mobile. Okay, they became highly mobile and occupied various ecozones. Okay, the people of Mesolithic period widely employed microlithic technology. Okay, they were widely employed microlithic technology. They made tiny artifacts. They made tiny artifacts. Okay, tiny artifacts means very little object. Okay, very little stone tools. They made tiny artifact that were less than 5 centimeter in size. Okay, so they were made tiny artifact less than 5 centimeter in size. Okay, they produced points, scrapers and arrowheads. Okay, and they were their tools are handles, handles into wooden and bone. Okay, they were used points, scrapers and arrowheads. Okay, scraper means it is scraping the earth surface, scraping, peeling the earth surface. Okay, the people use geometric tools. The people use geometric tools also, which were made by wooden and bone. Next we see about Neolithic culture and the beginning of agriculture. Okay. Yes. The period called Neolithic, marks the beginning of agriculture and animal domestication. It is an important pause. Okay, it is an important pause in history. Early evidence of Neolithic period is found in Fertile Crescent. Okay, early evidence of Neolithic is found in Fertile Crescent. Okay, yes, Fertile Crescent of Egypt and Mesopotamia. Fertile Crescent of Egypt, Mesopotamia, Indus River Indus and Gangetic Plains and China. Okay, by about 10,000 BC to 5,000 BC. Agriculture come to be practiced in this region. Okay, yes, what is Neolithic and the beginning of agriculture? The evidence for this culture are found in the Fertile Crescent region. Okay, the Fertile Crescent region that is found in Egypt, Mesopotamia. Okay, and Indus Valley, Gangetic Plain and China. Okay, simply we see Neolithic evidence in this region. And now let me see what is Fertile Crescent. What is Fertile Crescent region? It is refers to all the areas covering. It is refers to all the areas covering Egypt, Palestine, Israel and Iraq. It is called Fertile Crescent region. There was reason for that. Actually, the shape of that region, it is look like crescent shape. Okay, that's why it is called crescent. Okay, Fertile Crescent. Okay, so it is look like in crescent shape. This region is look like crescent shape. So this region is called Fertile Crescent region. Okay, this region, the Fertile Crescent region include Egypt, Palestine, Israel and what is that? Iraq. Okay, do you clear? Yes. In this age, people hunting the animals for their food and gathering their fruits and nuts for their food. Okay, the fertile soil. The fertile soil deposited by river banks, it was very useful for agriculture. Okay, and introduction of animals and cultivating plants at home led to the production of supply large quantities of grains and animal food. Okay, the fertile soil deposited by river. The fertile soil deposited by river on its banks helped to growth of agriculture. The fertile soil is useful for agriculture. Okay, people preferred to live on the river banks. People preferred to live on the river banks. It was better for adaptation. It was better for adaptation. Okay, yes, as a result of domestication and cultivating plants, there was an excess food production. There was an surplus food production. Okay, because they were domesticated the animals and cultivating the plants. There was an excess food production. Surplus food production was main factor. Surplus food production for main factor for the development of early civilizations. Okay, permanent residents were built in large villages emerged as a result. Permanent residents were built and large villages emerged as a result. Okay, hence the development of this period is called Neolithic Revolution. Okay, actually the development of Neolithic culture was called Neolithic Revolution. Read out the lesson and practice your new words and pronounce it clearly. Okay, yes, book back 1 mark is homework, your assignment. Okay, try to write that and we can wind up this session watching the related video in this topic. We will meet the next video. Thank you, students.